my horrible attempt at flirting. And I realised I'm just flirting with a camera. You know, it does look a bit sexy though. Hey, what are you doing after this? Oh my god, Sarah, stop. What's the crack, you feckin' lulas, and welcome back to my channel. So it is time for another Mocktail of the Month style video. So this is where I have a mocktail and enjoy the tastiness of that while talking about something relating to drink or mental health. Today's mocktail is the Moscow Mule Mocktail. I have not tried it yet. I'll give it a wee sip just now. Wow, that hits it there. Right in the taste buds. I think I put too much lime in this, but it's still good. If you want to know how to make this mocktail, I'll leave the instructions in the description below. So today's video is a drink Q&A. So I asked a few of you to send me some questions in relation to drink or mental health or the combination of both of them. So this is me answering your questions while enjoying a delicious mocktail. I hope you enjoy. So my first question comes from Brian, my good friend Brian on Twitter. And he asked, will you go back to necking Devil's Bit like a giant knacker that you are? I want my answer to be at least 45 minutes long, thanks. Well, Brian, it's not going to be a 45-minute answer, I'm very sorry. No one's going to watch that. So Devil's Bit is the cheapest of ciders that we have in Ireland. It's like the cheapest of the cheap. It comes in like a flagon bottle. So that's like a plastic bottle that you'd have Coke in or something. So it comes in those. They're very cheap and I used to drink them all the time. And a knacker is kind of like a slang word for like kind of like a chav, even though that's a slang word, but it's our kind of inner city Dublin schwang kind of thing, like, oh, fuck off, like, yeah, knacker. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a knacker. So when I'm back drinking, Brian, I will not be drinking Devil's Bit. I haven't drank Devil's Bit in years. Since I was really young, I had no money, I got the cheapest of the cheap, and I went a bit mental on it. I used to have like 2 of those flagon bottles and go fucking mental. So no, I'm a classy lady now. I drink the wines. So I'm going to try and pronounce this Instagram handle. Sarveshstan asked, is it okay to try multiple types of drink at the same time? Okay, I don't know what the correct answer for this is, so I'll just give my experiences with it. So it depends on what drinks you are trying and depends how much of each drink you are drinking. So for me, if I'm mixing drinks like a lot, like heavily, like drinking loads and loads of wine and then going on to vodka and drinking loads of that, it can be disastrous. I can go a bit mental. I can get very sick or very hungover and it's just not good. I tend to stick to the same type of drink. Ooh, that got me in my eyes. Oh, a lot of lime in that. But if I wanted to try a few different drinks, like have a glass of wine here and then maybe have a mocktail and maybe have like a beer or something, that's okay. If you're just having like one, I think, you know, as long as you're pacing yourself, as long as you're not having too much of everything, it's okay to like try different things and it's okay to dabble in each ones, but that is also dependent on you and how your body reacts to all the different types of alcohols, the different strengths in the alcohols. There's nothing wrong with trying like a glass of something and a glass of something else then later on. You just have to make sure that your body doesn't react badly to the alcohol, so ease yourself into it. But if you notice a dramatic change in your behaviors or your feelings or whatever, maybe it is not the best idea. But like I said, it's all up to the individual. I tend to stick with the same drink, but then when that drink runs out, I might dabble in something else, whatever is available. And then, you know, I can be very, very hungover or sick. So I tend to not mix, but sometimes I dabble in mixing. So Dark Phoenix asked on Instagram, how has going off drink affected your relationships? Now, to me, I don't think it's affected my relationships very much. I feel like everything is the same. I'm still having the same level of crack with people and I'm still having fun and people don't look at me differently because I'm not drinking. They'll ask more questions about it and ask how I'm feeling and stuff about it. But they won't like think, oh, she's no fun, like we won't invite her out because she's not drinking, or oh, we won't ask her to come back to the after party because she won't want to. They actually just treat me the exact same. So it's like, you're obviously coming to the after party, right? And I'm like, hell yeah. You know, even when they're a bit drunk, they don't try and like stay away from me because I'll remember what they say the next day. It's the exact same and they'll talk to me as they would if I was drinking. So Like, yeah, it hasn't really affected much of my relationships. However, I think it has slightly, more so with my family. I come from a family of drinkers. Well, the majority of them are drinkers. And they like to have a drink when, you know, people are coming over and visiting and all that stuff. And it's just nice. They like to have someone to sit with and drink with and have the chats. And in fairness, I still have been sitting with them and having the drinks, like non-alcoholic drinks, but, you know, I've been sitting with them and talking to them. I think, particularly with my mother, not that she discourages me from not drinking. She doesn't like feel like, oh, I can't wait until you're drinking again. She doesn't make me feel like that at all. She's been very supportive, always like getting in non-alcoholic beers and like the schlor when I'm home, just so I can have a drink with her while I'm visiting. But I think she is kind of missing it a little bit and wishes that I could have a drink with her and we can have like little giddy catch up, because there is a little different level of fun you have when you're both drinking. And I think she kind of misses that a little bit. And also I feel like one of my relationships with one of my family members has not been the same as well. We have our dark humor that comes out when we're like talking to each other. We don't necessarily say these things to other people, but we kind of have this dark humor that we just, you know, thrive on. And when we're drunk, it comes out a bit more. We spend more time together. It's just really nice, and that hasn't happened in the past year. Like, we have talked and we caught up, and it's still fun and we still have laugh and whatever, but it's a different level. Like I said before, it's a different level of fun that you have when you're drinking, and I kind of miss that a little bit. I don't think they're drinking as much as they used to. I think they've just gone off it as well, so it might not have anything to do with me going off the drink, but I feel like that has affected our relationship a little bit, but not too much, because I saw him when I was at home just last weekend and we had great fun. We were laughing with each other and it was just the same. So Liz Jane Johnson Stubbs 1982 on Instagram asked, has not drinking had an effect on your mental health? It has mine. This is why I've decided not to drink anymore. Yes, it has had an effect on my mental health. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. I have been able to work out a lot of things that's going on in my head and in my life and in my heart. I've been able to work out a lot of things without being distracted by alcohol and everything like blowing up more than it actually is. Because alcohol, I found, exaggerated everything, and I just was in a worse place when I was trying to deal with these real problems. So I built everything up, I exaggerated everything, and then everything was like blah, worse than it needed to be. So without drinking, I have been able to work out a lot of stuff that I had going on and figure out what I wanted and who I am. So it has helped a lot in that way. Now this question is quite similar, but it's kind of like the opposite, so I wanted to include it in the video. So Cheryl Jolly asked, how does drink affect your mental health personally? So this is kind of the opposite. This is not drinking, how that's affecting my mental health. It's how drinking actually affects my mental health. So when I was drinking, most of the time, I was absolutely fine. I would just get in a great buzz, I'd be loud, I'd be dancing, I'd be having like really meaningful conversations with people, and I would just be loving life and having fun. But there were times where something would strike an emotional response with me. I would think of something, like just a random thought, and I would focus on it and get really emotional and upset and all these things and drag up things from the past, and I would focus on them and I would have a horrible night and I'd end up crying and I'd end up talking to all my friends about this stupid thing that wasn't even a thing, but I built it up in my head because of the drink that I had. And then it would carry on until the next day. I would be hungover and I'd be thinking about all the things that I said, and I was like, why did I say that? Do I actually feel that? And I'd be questioning how I felt and what was in my head and my heart and all this kind of stuff. I wouldn't know what the truth was because drink just exaggerated everything, and I wouldn't know how I actually felt about something, and it would drive me nuts, and I'd feel really embarrassed and I'd feel ashamed, and it would just drag me down so much more. But then after a few days, I'd be able to work through all the feelings and then I'd be okay again. But sometimes these things would drag up again when I'm drinking. Like I said, not often. Most of the time, I was just having fun and it had no effect on my mental health. I'd be waking up the next day absolutely grand, saying that was an amazing night. But the odd time, yeah, it affected me pretty badly. Genghis Owl asked on Instagram, what's better, drinking or being drunk? This one, I felt like that was kind of a hard one to answer. Like, I really, really had to think about this one. I'm still thinking about it. Like, I don't know if I have a proper answer, but I'll just give you my thoughts as they come. I do enjoy having a glass of wine while, like, watching a movie or something. I enjoy drinking it and sipping it. But then I really do enjoy when, you know, the feelings come over you and you get a little bit, not dizzy, what's the even word? I haven't drank in so long that I don't even know how you feel when you're drunk. You know, that lightheadedness, and you kind of, when you move your head, it's all like swirly. Maybe I'm not describing it right. You know, you just get that feeling, like you can just feel your body change after you had a few drinks, and it's just really, really nice. But it depends how drunk you get. Like, I hate that feeling of being so drunk that you actually are like swirling and like you feel a bit sick, and you just, you know you have no control over your body. Like, I hate that feeling. I've gotten that a few times, mostly when I've been like drinking and hadn't eaten anything, and I just feel weak and I just feel like unsteady and shaky. Like, no, that's horrible. But like a good level of drunk where you still are aware of your surroundings, but you're just a little bit more looser and having fun, that's pretty good. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. Being drunk or having a drink. It depends. It depends on your mood, because like sometimes you just really love having like a cocktail. You know, you're out with friends, you're just having one cocktail and you're really enjoying the drink. But then sometimes you're just like, you just want to get a bit drunk and like have a little bit of fun and loosen up a little bit. But I'm going to pick one. I have to pick one. I'm going to say being drunk. Being a nice level of drunk, not overly drunk, not messy drunk, just on a good buzz kind of drunk. Keto Hato on Instagram asked, what's your favorite shaped drink? So Keith's my friend. I've known him for years, and I know that he is trying to be weird and ask a weird question that I have to answer. And I will answer this. So it's not the shape of the drink that matters, it's what the drink can do for me. That was my attempt to try and turn something completely innocent into something sexual. I apologize. I don't know what I was thinking. This is why I'm not good at like flirting and stuff. You know, I just don't know what to say. Next, I'll be using like knitting analogies for flirting. But going back to the question, liquid takes the form of the glass that it's in, the shape of the glass that it's in. So I would say something like a wine glass. I mean, this isn't a wine glass, but it's kind of the shape that I like of a wine glass, because there's particular wine glasses that I think are great. So it's kind of like this. It's kind of like, you know, kind of like a square or something. It's kind of like going up like that and then up like that. That's not a square, sorry. I can't do my shapes. I have a wine glass downstairs that is the exact wine glass that I love, but I'm just too lazy to go downstairs and get it, because then I have to arrange my lights and I just can't do it. But you can get it. Maybe I can find a picture online and put it here. That's the kind of shape of glass that I like. So I'd have to go with wine, because that's what wine would go into. I also like cocktail glasses. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and I love the majority of them. They do it for me. Again, my horrible attempt at flirting. And I realise I'm just flirting with a camera. You know, it does look a bit sexy though. Hey, what are you doing after this? Oh my God, Sarah, stop. I can't see her full name handle, but A Posse Ad E ... asked on Instagram, when you know what it means to be in both patterns, normal and not, how you control the need to cross this line. I'm not quite sure what this question exactly was referring to, whether it was just, you know, my mental health normal or not, or drinking normal or not. I'm going to take it as it's to do with drink, like crossing the line with drink, you know, how do I stop myself from drinking? I don't really need to control what I don't feel, because I made this like public statement that I was going to go off drink. Everyone knows about it. So I feel like if I was to even take up a glass with alcohol in it, everyone would be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's just like, everyone would know. If I had just put this to myself and told no one, I could have been like, oh, I can easily take a drink, and no one would like shame me for breaking this thing. So that kind of controls itself, because I've made this conscious decision and I don't really need to think about it. But it does get hard. It does really get hard, especially when people get more drunk and they're on a different buzz and you really want to be part of that and you try really hard when you're sober, but it's difficult when there's no alcohol. So it can be hard to control it. But now, because I've been doing it for so long, like I don't need to control it at all. Like it's just the norm now. I will get like a non-alcoholic beer, or I'll get, you know, some Schlor, and I'll be just drinking that as I would normal alcohol, and like I don't feel any different. I don't feel like I'm out of any buzz. I just feel like it's normal to me. But I guess what helped me a lot, and this is why I did it, I made this about a charity. Like I could have just said to people, oh yeah, I'm going off drink for a year, and that would have been it. But then I wouldn't feel as bad if I kind of slipped up a little bit, because it'd be like, oh well, it's just for me, it doesn't really matter if I slip up. But because I picked a charity, a mental health charity, and people have put money towards that to support the charity and support me going off drink for a year, I would absolutely be so disappointed in myself if I broke that. If I slipped up and I didn't make it the year, I would be letting down so many people who believe that I can do it. So that's what helped me control, and that's why I did it, because I've said it before, like I'm going to go off drink for a while, I'm going to go off for this amount of time, and I never really did it. I kind of said, okay, well I'm okay now, so I can go back to drinking. But I couldn't do it with this because a charity is depending on me, and people have put money towards this because they believed I could do it, and I would be very disappointed in myself if I let them down and the charity down. So that has helped me go on and just keep going with it. And the last question is from Brian Kev on Instagram. This is Brian who gave me the first question on this video. He's going to end it off with, do you miss being good crack? Now you're a sober loser. And then a little emoji like that. Well, Brian, I know for a fact you don't think I'm no crack, because I have a message from you from the last time we were out. You were drinking, I was not, and bam, here it is. You said that you had a great time with me, you love spend time, you love me, so fuck you. I know you love me, you think I'm great crack without the drinks, so drop the mic. I'm not going to drop my mic, but I'll drop the case of the mic. I love you, really, I do. Please send more messages like that, I don't get them very often. Love me. Okay, so that is all the questions from the drink Q&A. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. I really enjoyed doing this video, and I would like to do more Q&A kind of videos. So if you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, that's where I'll be asking for questions. Please give this video a wee thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please let me know in the comment section what your relationship with alcohol is, how it affects your mental health and your relationships with other people. I would love to hear about it. Okay, I'm gonna go and finish this lime drink, because it's pretty much lime. It affected my voice many times during this video, but it's still nice. I still like the taste of lime, so it's okay. I'm gonna finish this, and I'll see you all very soon. Okay, I love you, bye-bye.